Kick it.
Welcome back to the channel, Retro Warriors. Today we're heading back to 1992 to talk about three very confused Vikings who were kidnapped by aliens and somehow became comedy puzzle heroes. We had Olaf the Stout, Erik the Swift, and Baleog the Fierce, and together they made up the Lost Vikings. Let's dig into 10 things you didn't know about this cult classic. 1. Blizzard before Blizzard. The Lost Vikings was made by a studio called Silicon and Synapse. That's Blizzard before they rebranded. Yep, the same people who later gave us Warcraft, Diablo, and Overwatch first cut their teeth on a comedy puzzle game about three goofy Vikings. Imagine going from Olaf the Stout to World of Warcraft raids. 2. Sitcom vibes. Each Viking had their own quirky personality. Erik the Swift was the hot-headed leader. Baleog the Fierce was the grumpy warrior. And Olaf the Stout was, well, my spirit animal. Hungry and lazy. The constant bickering between them made the game feel more like a Saturday morning cartoon than a serious quest. 3. Unique gameplay twist. Most games of the era gave you one hero with power-ups. Not this one. You had to juggle between all three Vikings, switching between them to solve puzzles. Erik could run and jump, Olaf blocked attacks with his shield, and Baleog handled combat. Forget one-man armies, this was a three-man circus act. Who said three's a crowd? 4. The story is delightfully bonkers. So why are Vikings wandering through alien spaceships, Egyptian pyramids, and candy-filled worlds? Because an alien overlord named Tomator kidnapped them for his intergalactic zoo. That would have been some pitch meeting. Aliens abduct three Vikings for a zoo. 5. Cameos across Blizzard games. Blizzard clearly loved their three-man crew. The Vikings go on to appear in World of Warcraft, StarCraft 2, and as playable characters in Heroes of the Storm. So even when they're lost, they somehow keep finding their way into other games. 6. The sequel. In 1997, the trio returned in Norse by Northwest, The Return of the Lost Vikings. The sequel actually got renamed for the SNES to The Lost Vikings 2. That's original. The game hit PlayStation, Saturn, and PC, but sadly, it never reached the same popularity as the original. Sequels rarely do. If you know any games where the second was better than the first, leave a comment. 7. Olaf moonlighted in another game. Olaf actually appeared as a hidden racer in Rock and Roll Racing, another Blizzard classic. Picture it, this big goofy Viking blasting down a racetrack to the sound of 16-bit heavy metal. Do you know what a Viking's favorite music is? Ragnarok. Someone sign me up for Kill Tony. 8. It was as tough as nails. Don't let the cartoon graphics fool you. The puzzles could be brutal. You needed perfect timing and teamwork between all three Vikings. And if one of them died, game over. Nothing like watching Olaf fall into a pit and realizing the last 10 minutes of your life were wasted. 9. Console differences. The SNES and Genesis versions were slightly different, with some levels altered and even the dialogue varied. In fact, some fans argue the Genesis version had slightly better cutscenes. I'll leave that for you to decide. Please comment your thoughts. 10. It became a cult classic. Even though it wasn't a massive seller, The Lost Vikings gained a loyal fan base. Its mix of comedy, puzzle solving, and personality stood out in the 90s, and it remains one of those games people remember fondly. So that's The Lost Vikings, part comedy, part puzzle, and part what were the 90s even thinking? Which Viking was your favorite? Drop it in the comments. Do me a favor, if you made it this far, please show your appreciation and like and subscribe. This makes me happy and gives me a reason to continue. I'll see you in the next one, and that's game over for now.